PSL stakeholder funding are more flexible and accessible.
Real people, real work. I funded a $200 stake, 4 stakes, $224K monthly. No loans, no dipping into savings. Now I drive the SUV I wanted. Work from rooftop cafes with ocean views. Upgrade my gear. And still stack for my startup. Protected monthly income. Scalable. Only 720 founding spots. Register now. PSL. Fund your dreams.
Okay, back to the PSL Luxury Trading demonstration, and now I want to refresh your mind from the strategy points, especially because we have launched our cash swap project and right now our information will be spreading around. So I want you to really see what is inside our program. Okay, then I will also be talking in a very moderate sense, which means I will not make whatever I will say sound too high in, let's use intellectual jargon that you may not understand. So I might not be using most technical statements that fall into a register for those who are trained. Okay, so I'm talking to everybody who is most likely to find something beneficial in our new project launched, which is a cash swap community on WhatsApp. So what are we really about? You are just joining the cash swap community on WhatsApp and you are wondering, what is this community about? So I want to start by addressing what is on my screen. If you look at my screen right now, let me scroll up. Just look, this is a bit something if I don't explain, you will not know, right? So I said I want to be moderate. So look at my screen right now. What do you see? This is from a strategic point I mentioned earlier, and this is something you cannot find anywhere else. You see all of this? These are called historical use of tools that correspond with one simple strategy that has been employed again and again and again and again and proven reliable. You see this tool here? This is what is behind the system of our algorithm handling the automated staking activity for those who are subscribed with us in our DFY community. So even for those who are working with our trained professionals in our physical hub, this is the same system that we use in sending out instructions. Okay, but right now we're talking about staking. So I'm not talking about those in the physical hub because those in the physical hub are not trading in the staking sense. Okay, they are following simple direct instructions sent out to them. But right now, as I'm scrolling my screen right now, you see here, these are described tools. Okay, if you see here, the description has been consistent and this is historical. I'm scrolling down so that you see historically that this tool has been used in use. Okay, I can click on any of these two here and you see the details of it, but I will not go into that because that will be technical. But for now, I'm showing you that there is a tool that has always been in use. You want to know how long we have been applying this tool? This record alone is going to show you how long. Okay, it's endless right now. You can see it's endless. So I'll take us down to the present moment and tell you how this tool has always played out. As you're seeing it right here, this tool has been responsible for all the money that we help our stakeholders make. That is what you are seeing on my screen. This tool is like an algorithm. Okay, once set out, nothing alters it. That is why it remains in history. It can be proven. Now, this is not about those who show you cash out without demonstrating how it came about. In my own recording, I try to show you how it comes about, not just the cash out. And now remember, most people can lie about the cash out, okay, by falsifying claims using editing tools, using AI apps, and most people are just generating false testimonials, okay, to show you, but they don't tell you that they have actually been in this for this long with evidence. Do you see what is on my channel, on my screen right now? It is endless, showing you that there has been consistent application of these tools. Should I keep scrolling? You see, time is going. Okay. And you can see here, everything here has a name assigned to it. Has a name because it is serving a purpose. And you can't find this anywhere else. You can't find this anywhere else. So how do these help us to make money? Firstly, let's go to where we apply it. Look at my screen again. On my screen here, there is an asset. I'll stay on the screen so I will not have to take us out, okay? There's an asset here. See, I'm taking my arrow here called a crosshair to the name of the asset here. It is called XAUUSD. And this XAUUSD represents gold, okay? This is gold asset, which means that the pricing on my chart here, because this is a price chart, is what the price of gold asset in US dollar value. That is why it is gold paired with the US dollar, because US dollar is used to quote the current market price of gold. Okay, so now I have also put off my network so that there will not be any distraction while I am showing you this proof. Okay, but remember, this is not just about proof. I want to explain something very important. So when you join our cash crop community, you're asking, what do they really do in this community? Okay, and what is this I'm hearing? 20% return and even 45% weekly. What is this really about? And you're trying to make up your mind. Okay, so this is what I am showing you. This is what it is about. Now we have a simple idea that we have a system that no one else has access to unless we give them access to it. And to give them access to it, we have to train them first. They have to be in our scientific trading school. Okay? Now, we do not just raise students who will learn, earn certificates, and go out to look for opportunities. What we decided to do was to create a masterclass where when you learn, you practice during a test phase, you pass the test, we give you a minimum test, okay, score 36 over 100. Once you pass the test, instead of a certificate, we give you a job offer instantly, so you don't go carry out use a certificate to go look for the job. Okay, rather you come to our hub where you are invited to work. So our own job now is not just to train you, but to create the job opportunity for you. This is the first thing our community is about. That is why we call it PSL Cowork network. So we are about training people who will work in our co-work spaces. That's the first thing we're about. So why do you come in? Why do we need you? Now I'm talking to those who join our cash crop community. There are two reasons we need you. One, either you are going to work with us to build our community so that others can know about our project and join and benefit from us, and we pay you for that community building effort, which is where we set a paid stub of $656 per month, okay, for building our community. And all you need to succeed is to have 36 persons who will become paid members of our community that you yourself brought into the community. So if this is the role you can play for us, then play it and get paid. Okay, why? Because you are not just playing a role to earn an income. The role you play for building our community helps us achieve our goal of creating jobs for those in our hubs. Okay, you know, the importance of people joining our community is that when they join our community and they are helping us operate our model, which I have shown you here, okay, they are not just making money. We are using the profit we generate from that activity to create hubs that we will train people and equip them with the tools to work from. You see that, right? So we now transfer the share of our revenue from the people who have joined us to benefit, okay, as our stakeholders. We transfer the share of our revenue into creating hubs. So we fund these hubs, okay, because we have stakeholders who have funded our activities. Then we equip those who we have trained to work within our hubs. Then we remove the second barrier of working, which is needing the fund to work with, because in the financial market, what you need to work with is the fund. We now provide them the funding. Okay, so this has removed all the barriers to working. Now, when they work, they also get paid. We now pay them regular $5 to $9 per hour, the kind of income that they would have competed for on global freelance platforms. We remove that barrier for them. And these are people who may come from different professional background. They might be accountants, they might be business administrators, they might be public relations officer, they might even be security personnel, they might be chartered accountants, they might be engineers, they might be lawyers, they might be, you mentioned them, okay? It might even be recent college graduates. But now we are making them not to be restive, not to be unemployed, and not to be hustling in the wrong spaces. Okay? We are bringing them home and creating physical hubs near them where they can work from. But it's going to be a huge cost on us to do this hub expansion on our own. This is where our stakeholders come in at the onset. Imagine the cost of setting up a hub and then getting up to 36 persons, okay, to fill up each hub, up to 36 persons, literally 20 for the start, but accommodating up to 36 persons. Then we want to have 36 hubs spread around each city. Okay, look at the human factor we are talking about. How much are we going to generate to pay these people who we are training? Okay, now we cannot on our own raise these funds if we do not have a process that generates funds. And this is the process I'm showing you right here on my screen. So how do we generate this fund? First of all, it is not the money that our stakeholders give to us, okay, that we now use to pay those who work for us. No. Rather, the money our stakeholders take into our project is used to fund the activity we are carrying out here, okay? Then the profit we generate from it is what we now use to fund our own hub development, which means it's our own part of the deal that we are spreading into the impact we create. So you see, stakeholders fund help them earn their own part of the deal, which is a 20% return, okay, per month. But for us, our own share of the deal we use in funding hubs, getting people trained and funded. So you can't find this anywhere else. Now, what do we really need to succeed? Only 720 first stakeholders who trust our operation. Like what I'm showing you here, I've already put down several videos to show you how this works. So I would not need to do all of that, but I'm just taking us from this point, okay? From where I've talked about before. So only 720 stakeholders can make our vision of reaching out to more than, okay, 720, more than 720 professionals per city, more than 720 professionals per city. So if we are using the number of 20 per hub, 36 hubs, okay, that would be 720 professionals per city. And you know, that does not touch the mass of people out there who need real work, okay, who need also good income opportunities, stable income opportunities. Just 720 is a small number. That is why we need to scale. That is why we need to expand. And for us to expand, we have decided to set up virtual hubs. The reason for the virtual hub is so that before we run from one hub and one city to another, we should have generated sufficient funds from the profit, which is the share of our own revenue in the activity we coordinate with our stakeholders in our virtual. So our virtual hub now is opening up the space for more persons, okay, to join us, and still we need the first 720 persons in our virtual hub. Virtual hub means we have not built a physical hub to accommodate these people who are joining us from the virtual hub, but yet we are able to serve them so that we can generate funds to now build the physical hubs afterwards. You see that? So the virtual hub is creating the opportunity for us to reach more people, whereas we are saving costs of first putting down the physical hub. So now we generate funds. The success of our virtual hub generates the traction that we use to fund our physical hub. That explains it well. So why do you need to come in at this stage? Because we are talking about first 720 out of a million people out there. Even if our program was high risk, okay, classified, only 720 persons to help this program to get off the risk level to a more reliable level should be nothing to write home. I mean, it should not be a big deal. So count yourself if you are getting this information, okay? An opportune pioneer, because when we get our first 720, we are going to pause looking out for new persons to join us. With 720, we can afford to test the sustainability of our project in funding hubs, because we are using our own part of the deal to fund the hubs. So if we have 720 persons who are successful, we are going to fund hubs, okay? Now, once we have successfully got the first 720% retained for the first year, we'll put in all the revenue generated into creating new hubs, okay, in another city. So for now, our only local base is Port Harcourt, but with the first year of retaining our first 720 stakeholders who join our virtual hub, we will now expand to the next city. So for now, we are working with our first hubs in Port Harcourt. But that will not mean we cannot serve stakeholders in other cities. That is why we created the Cash WAP community to serve other stakeholders. So what is the guarantee that our stakeholders who join our project will actually make money from our project? You see why I am on this screen right now. I told you it was not only about some technical jargon. So I want to show you exactly what it looks like, okay, when you join our Cashwap project in our virtual hubs. So this is a chart, okay, of gold price. Like I mentioned, this is not a class, so I'm not taking you a training. I only want to show you what happens when you know what you are doing. So look at this structure right here. On this very day, this was on the 5th of March, okay. This video is already in our community. I believe by now you have seen the video for the 5th of March, okay. That was a wide success. So this is the same account, okay, strategy account that I used in making that video, and I want to show you how it turned out at the end of the day. So this was the setup that was posted. Now we had a call, okay, we had a call from this point. This was let's look at that clearly. Okay, okay, let's look at that clearly. Let's look at that clearly. All right, yeah, so we had a call from this point at the beginning of March 5th, okay, that we wanted to, okay, this was from where we started the call, from this point here. So we started this call that we want to trade a sell projection. Sell projection means we want to project a trend move for the price of gold, okay, to dip down to a lower price, and we already gave the prices, okay, for 5062. Now we had a call saying we want to see this market from this point come down, okay, and then bounce here, okay, come down and then bounce here and go up, okay, give us our first entry at 5162, okay. So we sent out the call. Now this call is the same call that is applied by all our trained professionals in our house, which means that once we give out the call, all our all our trained professionals apply it to their own accounts so that they can generate income with it. So now we gave out the call and the market went as we expected, gave us an entry at 5162, then came down to 5141. We now circled this part, okay, saying at this point we're going to exit the first profit we have made, okay, we're going to exit it on 200 pips profit, and then watch again for a return back to our three levels, which are 5162, 5172, and 5177, okay. Now exactly what happened, the market bounced on this point and went up, okay, went up and did what? Activated all our entries. We had our stop loss at 5182. So this was 5182. You can see that same market that I showed in the previous video while it was live moving. Okay, so now this is the historical record, which means that what has happened cannot be altered. This is proof that no one can change. Okay, so now the market haven't got activated all our entries at 5177, 5172, and 5162, came into the profit zone. Okay, but our projection was for it to go break all of these levels and go down to 5062. So let's see if that happened at the end of the day, because the other video did not capture it fully. Now this is the proof. At the point when the market came first into the profit, this was where I stopped in the previous video. Okay, it now went into an accumulation phase to gather new buyers or new entries rather. Okay, new entries. And at this accumulation, it only tickled our 5162 again, did not reach our 5172 entry, and also did not reach our 5177 entry. So all those entries were already protected in profit. And then what happened next? Look at the massive drop. The market dipped down, got to 5082, nearest to our profit by 20 pips. Okay, and then came finally reaching 5062. That's 200 pips rather, reaching 5062. This was our profit price. You see how effectively that was. So this was how we projected it to happen. The market gave us 3,000 pips of profit. Okay, 3,000 pips of profit, which means all our stakeholders has made money with one projection, one setup. Okay, and all our professionals have made money. So this is how the market now stayed within our exit price. This is the 5062. You see, all of these moves here stayed above it to show that it respected what we had projected for the whole of the day. You see, and then after staying at 5062, corresponding with what we had called, I had not made this video before, so you have not seen this before. Okay, now it bounced up and then closed the day at 5091, correctly proving that our projection was accurate, right? Then this was the next day. Okay, before the weekend, the market went back again to test 5141, came back down again to 5076. Okay, then where did it come last to? Still 5062. You can see that. So another day continuing to correspond with what we had projected. Okay, then bounce up, went back to test. Let's look at that, 5191, and that was the weekend. At this point, we were not given any new projection. Now, coming back from weekend, this was a previous day. I made this video already. Okay, so now a previous day, the market now, for the new week, the market now gave us another entry call. We called that after it has gone to 5013, we now gave a call that we want to buy from 5062, that same entry, that same level where we had exited. Okay, we said we are going to have a buy limit this time from 5062. Now let's see how the market did, and we say we want to see it go all the way up to 5162. Again, at that call, all our trained professionals have followed that order. Okay, that call. I've also done this video, but now I'm doing it without being live, so you can see how it played out. The next week, okay, this was on the 9th of March. So consistently, the market has picked up our entry at 5062, and then where did it end up? We wanted to see it go to 5162 and 5194. What happened? The market came to 5162. You see that, right? And this was our profit, first profit achieved, and then finally got to 5194, all based on the same tools I showed you. Okay, look at that. These are the same tools I showed you. So these are the tools that have been used to do this projection steadily, repeatedly, and proving effective again and again. And these tools are coming from Power 40 Scientific Trading School. Okay, our own Power 40 Scientific Trading School that invented the Power 40 Scientific Trading method that you cannot find anywhere else. It is from what we have developed in this school, an original method, okay, of tracking price mathematical sequence that we have been using to handle our stakeholders. Okay. And this is an opportunity for you to benefit from it. But now we do not want to just be regarded as a trading institution, okay, or a training institution. We are now into creating co-work hubs, elite workplaces or workspaces where professionals are trained to work from. Then what we do for them is we want to train them without the upfront cost, okay, of the training fee. And after training, we do not want it to be certificate centered but job oriented. So the training is to get them a job, and the job is to work within our own co-work spaces as professionals who then benefit from our fixed pay that they can also scale by acquiring more skills. Okay, so what does it take to achieve this? 720 people who want to experience this. This is not a large number. Out of a population of over 5 million people in Port Harcourt, we are only talking to 720 people. So just a small number. If you want to be part of this number, then you have to be in our DIY or DFY group, okay, in the Cash Wap community on WhatsApp. If you miss out on this number, by the time you will know it, we have already got the 720 people who will be testing this for themselves and enjoying the benefits. I've shown you the historical tools that have been used consistently. Just keep scrolling, you see. Okay, it has been in use, and you can't find this tool anywhere else. You cannot find this tool description anywhere else. This is only from us in the PSL Luxury Trading, okay, using the powerful scientific trading method. You cannot find it anywhere else. So we are not among those people who do an advert and claim that they make you to make money off trading. We are not about the noise of trading. We are about the opportunities that revolve around the financial market. We are specialists in one asset. If you look at these tools have all been applied to only one asset, and that asset is gold. And gold is one of the most valuable assets in the world. So we have our interest in gold as an asset because it is secure, it is durable, it is reliable, it will always be there, and it is very liquid because of its high volatility. This is an opportunity for people who have never made quick money to make quick money. That is from gold, especially with the new scaling done. But we are not preaching quick money. We are preaching sustainable process, a system that is reliable. And we have demonstrated it in several videos. These videos have been in our channel for longer than 2 years. We keep updating new videos of proofs of consistency and reliability. So this is the first time we are now calling people together. Okay, other times we have been posting publicly on different channels, on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Telegram, on LinkedIn. But now we are building a community for the first time where a select number of people are called together to experience what we have been doing. Okay, and use that same experience to build a new phase of job creation. Okay, a new phase of job creation, because we want the opportunities in the financial market to now be available to people who would not have accessed it because of the high cost of training, of learning the skill and mastering. And most people cannot go to a reliable institution where they will be trained to become professionals. So we have decided to train them with our own method that is not sold out to the public. Okay, and then instead of training them and sending them out, we decide to employ them at the same time so that we can help them get the first capital they need, okay, to stand on their own. And then we still give them a workspace that they can feel comfortable in working as professionals and networking. This is something that no other institution has done for people, and we are doing. Okay, we are removing the learning or knowledge acquisition barrier, which is in cost of training, and then we are also removing the funding barrier for those who do not have the funds. Okay, to get the first capital. This has been things keeping people from seeing the benefits of the financial market, even when they have a reliable trading system. Okay, and then we are giving them our own system that is not sold to the public. So this is what we are doing for professionals. And like I mentioned, these are professionals from different fields, different walks of life. These people can be your brother, your sister, who have been through one or two challenges in their professional life. And now we are creating an opportunity for them to have stable income. We cannot do it alone because creating multiple hubs is going to cost us a whole lot of funds, and then paying them as well is going to cost us. So we want to do it with our stakeholders backing, and we only need the first 720 stakeholders from our virtual hubs, okay, to enable us to prove that our model can be shipped to people in different places, not just those within our startup state or city, Port Harcourt. Okay, so we want to prove that our model can be shipped to people in different places. And at the same time, we want to set up hubs in different cities. We need the stakeholders who are backing us, okay, through their own preference in either DIY or DFY groups. Okay, all of the instructions on how to participate are available on the groups because we have trained staff in our groups. Okay, and then we have opportunity for those who want to join our staffing to get trained also. The training is currently ongoing for staff only. So if you still want to work with us to build our community, all you need to succeed as a staff is to build a group of 36 paid members. And we're talking about people who try our staking opportunity with the least $200 per stake. So this can be you enjoying a share of our 720 target stakeholders. You contribute 36 of these 720 for you to qualify to get paid steadily $656 per month. So this opportunity is open right now. Anyone can tap into it. Either you start as a stakeholder and experience a weekly and monthly payout for the group you choose to join, either DIY for weekly or DFY for monthly. Okay, then if you want to work with us, it means you have the ability to build a community and to manage a group. We are going to train you. We're already training those who have joined early. So we still have openings because we have not yet achieved our target of 720 first stakeholders in our cash swap virtual hubs. So you can be part of those who earn from the first 720 stakeholders we are able to bring into our program. Remember, once we have the first 720, there will be no room for adding more for us in the first year. So which means if you did not join early as a staff, you might not benefit from the $659 that we are paying out to each person who achieved their own target. Okay, so why not choose now to be part of us or regret later for missing out? We don't want you to regret later either as a stakeholder because the 720 is a small number. We can achieve it at any time. But if you are not one of them, you will miss out completely. Either you are not one of the staff that earn from bringing them in, or you are not one of the stakeholders that also earn from this opportunity. Like I said, our program is not sold out to the public. This is the first time we are creating an opportunity because we want to create jobs for professionals. And remember, apart from the hubs we are funding, we are also funding homes. So if you have listened to me in my other video about our home project, by now you should have known that what we are doing is more about social impact. The first time homeowners we are helping to achieve their dream and come out of the rent cycle, you cannot find any other program, any other investment or development house, okay, real estate development house that is offering any kind of program. Okay, we are offering them. Same also with our hopes, which means we are helping everyone to see their hopes come true. Things that we ourselves may not have benefited from programs we have belonged to, we are making it accessible and reachable to everyone. So you make this happen for us by being part of our Pioneer 720 stakeholders or 36 first virtual hub admins and assistants. So what are you waiting for right now? Make the decision to be part of our program, part of our growth, part of our vision, and we can achieve our goals together. Thank you once again. I'm Francis Bestman, the Sugu, the founder of PSL Cowork Network, together with my team. I appreciate and continue to update you on developments and progress we make in this project. Thank you, and until we see you again. Stay cool. Bye bye.